Is it my face?
This is your face, yes. Hey, I'm Jason Swenk, and you're listening to the Smart Agency Masterclass. And for those who don't know, I just did about 4 different takes, and this was about 4 takes. I haven't messed up an episode starting out in probably 100 episodes, but Kyle is my lucky charm, because even the last time he was actually on, my cat walked across the screen and actually turned off the recording. So he's my lucky person. But let me get into kind of the pre-show. I just had to kind of share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, we were dying here. I want to tell you one thing is, if you want to close more of your prospects, I want you to check out a free course I just put up. You can literally watch these 3 videos in under 20 minutes. I mean, like, each one of them is like maybe like 5-6 minutes. And in each of these videos, I'm going to go over the qualifying process, how to position yourself to win, and show you really how to convert at 80%. So I want you to make sure you go to agencymakeover.com now. Go to agencymakeover.com now. And now my really lucky charm, Kyle, is on the podcast over at Proposify. A lot of you guys use the software, and it's really pretty cool. I recommend it all the time. So Kyle, for the people that don't know who you are, tell them who you are, and welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Jason. You got through it.
I can't believe it, dude. I mean, literally, I guess it's because this is the first one we're actually recording video, so I don't want to look stupid, which is inevitable.
Well, and then you've got to deal with my face, so that's going to mess you up.
Which is pretty difficult. Yeah. I gotta admit.
You suffer through it. No, thanks for having me on the show. And for those who don't know, I run a company called Proposify, which is software as a service that helps mainly agencies is who we designed it for, but really companies of all types that want to save a lot of time writing proposals and kind of create more of a streamlined system for it, and then also get faster sign-off and close deals more quickly. That's what our software is all about.
Cool. And today we're going to talk about email. Right? And we're going to talk about the worst email that you've ever received, as well as the best email that you received, and how agencies can actually apply it. And I've received a lot of these too. So let's go and jump into it. So let's start with the worst.
The worst. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I think when you're looking at how to get new clients for your agencies, a lot of people shy away from the cold email approach, and generally with good reason, because we hate the idea of cold emails. When we get, you even get calls sometimes from companies that go, hey, we're a SEO company and we want to help you get to the top ranking in Google. And we just hang up because we're like, that's so stupid. Like, nobody's going to say yes to that. And we see it all the time in our LinkedIn inbox. People go, oh, I run a web design company, or I run a digital marketing shop. Let's get on the phone and chat. So when I was kind of putting this all together, I thought, what's just one example of the worst email? It's not even especially bad. It's just typically bad. So it didn't take me long. I went through my LinkedIn inbox and I found an email from somebody, first name Julie, going to preserve her identity because I'm going to make fun of her a lot. And
oh,
the
Julie.
subject, poor Julie. So the subject line of her email was business deal from Julie. Last name, whatever. And then conversation, ? Hello, Kyle. I heard about your company through a digital agency that I work with. We're a technology company in the payment space, serving digital agencies as well as larger web development companies. We're also one of the largest providers of software for payments to attorney firms in the U.S. and K-12 schools in the U.S. Do you have a moment this week for a conversation? I think there's a way for us to do some business together and perhaps create a significant revenue stream for you. When is a good time for me to call you? Best regards, Julie. So...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, right? And it's just the usual kind of bad that you get. But here's why it's so bad. So just to kind of quickly break that down, she said, I heard of your company through a digital agency. So, okay, who? Because if she actually said the name of like so-and-so referred me, that actually would carry a little bit of weight. But just being vague just makes me go, well, that means nothing to me. Secondly, she said that technology company in the payment space, which is like That could be anything.
That kind of
right?
scares me. That kind of like really scares me. I'm like, are you a collection agency?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And she also said one of the largest providers of software for payments to attorney firms in the US and K to 12 schools, which is not me at all. So why do I care? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a school. It has nothing to do with me. And then she said create a significant revenue stream for you, which is really, again, bland and generic. Like everybody says they can increase your revenue, right? Who can actually do it? So that's a bad email.
Really bad. Now, did you respond to her because it was so bad?
Of course not. The other thing that was really bad was that she's already making the assumption that we're at some kind of deal stage by saying, here's a business deal is in her subject line, and she's pushing for a call. She's saying, what's a good time to call, right? I don't even know who you are or why. Like, we're not at a call stage. We're not at a deal stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Whenever you assume in email or any of your marketing, you're usually probably wrong. And a lot of times what I'll do in my marketing is like, hey, you might have thought about this, or you probably have felt this, right? Because it's not telling someone what they've gone through, right? Because people's walls are going to go up right away. So yeah, I get those emails all the time. I mean, some of the emails I'll get, which I've actually eliminated this ever since I got rid of, or I started putting Facebook Messenger chat on my contact page. And got rid of my form, because now people actually have to talk to me of who they really are, not that BS crappy ass company that someone hired to spam me saying, hey, we can rank your site higher. And, right. It's so annoying. But that literally got eliminated. So, one of the solutions you guys can do is change your contact page to a messenger bot.
Do you find that you're getting barraged with too many Facebook Messenger chats?
Not at all, because I'll automate the start of it. That's the key. Automate the start, and then you jump in. And a lot of people think it's automation, but I'll even do my voice recording. And I'll say, "Hey, Kyle," and they'll be like, "Is this a bot?" I'm like, "Dude, I would own my own damn country if I could figure out how to automate this."
That's a good startup idea.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, automate everything of your voice. That little electronic. I'm sure that's coming, but
it has to be.
Right. Yeah. All right. So let's go into a really good email and how these people can implement this.
So this is the best cold email I ever received. I remember when this came in my inbox, I was like, "That's how you do it." And so I kind of broke it down. So basically, it's from a company called Magic Goggle. Or no, sorry, I don't know why. This part was a little weak, I must say. The subject line was Magic Goggles, which isn't the name of their company. It's Full Story. So, okay, there was one bad part to the email, but other than that, it was good. And full disclosure, I am not a customer of this company. Like, I didn't end up buying their product, but it still is a great cold email, and here's why. So the email said, Kyle, I want to give you a quick shout to introduce you to Full Story, a new tool that helps companies understand customer experiences like never before. The easiest way to get a feel for Full Story is to check out the 30-second demo of me interacting with your site with a screenshot of my website in the body of the email with a video play button. And then at the end of it said, it said Full Story session playback for Proposify, hyperlinked. If you want the full story, you can take it for a 2-week trial or shoot me a message if you have any questions. Happy watching. So he basically said in a fraction of the amount of words. It was actually 30 words was his email. Julie's was 102, told me absolutely nothing. Trey's was 30 words, and he got me clicking on the website. So the beauty of this email was the fact that it was really short and to the point. It was all about me, and he said what my actual pain was is you want to create great experiences for your customers. So Trey clearly did his homework, right? He knew we're a SaaS company. He knew I was the founder. He researched it, and he knew that we want to create great experiences for our customers. He didn't say, I'm going to generate more revenue for you. Yeah. So those are all the good things.
I mean, I love it. And what I would have done in the subject line is, I have a question, all lowercase. That always gets people.
Yeah.
Right. And especially with what they're doing. But I love the personalization. Amy Porterfield, when I first started, when I sold my agency, I was trying to figure out what to do. And when people started reaching out to me for one-on-one help, I started doing that. I'm like, but I quickly learned that it wasn't scalable. So I was like, man, who are some of the people out there that are doing this for a different space that I can kind of model. And so I remember going through Amy Porterfield's course for like grabbing email addresses. I was like, oh, that's cool. And it made a big difference in everything I'm doing now. And so literally 2 months ago, she's coming on the show pretty soon, but I reached out to her, and everybody reaches out to her. She's like a bigwig in this particular space. And I said, hey, Amy, you've been an integral part of what I've been doing. I would love to have you on the show, right? And I put up other stuff. That's not the point. The cool thing that she did was she screen shared her screen with my podcast on it and recorded her voice back to me, right? The reason why I'm telling you guys all this is just like that one email, it's all about personalization. And, you know, these people understand that, you know, if you break down kind of like the story that we're telling, right? Everybody wants to be the hero in their own story. Like Donald Miller always talks about, hey, there's a hero in the story, then there's a trusted sidekick, there's the advisor, right? All that. And if you make yourself the hero, you're going to make someone else the sidekick, right? No one wants to be Robin. I always joke with people, I'm like, you have that green tights. How can you be the trusted advisor? And how can you put someone as the hero is put their damn website on the thing. Yeah. So, you know, it's brilliant.
You know, we actually follow that, and I didn't even really think about that, but we redid our whole branding. This is a little bit of an off thing, so I'll be quick with it, a little bit off topic. But Jennifer, who is on our team, worked with us to come up with this new brand strategy, and is actually Q from James Bond. So basically, our mindset, and we don't really communicate this on the site, this is for internal branding, is we are Q, and our customer is James Bond trying to close a deal, i.e. take out a villain. And we're just giving him the weapons he needs, right? So, and that thinking applies. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, so our mentality is we're Alfred, and agency owners are Batman, and we don't want to be Batman. Like if you go to my site, you don't see like, hey, how did I create a multi-million-dollar agency and sold it? Booyah, right? You see, hey, do you want to create an agency and maybe possibly sell it, right? So it's putting the attention on them. But, you know, let's get back into the email. I like the personalization. I like the custom video. And these things do not take very long. And the cool thing is they did research and they started helping you out. Like I did an interview, episode 4. And this is back when I numbered them. I think I numbered them up to like 7. And then I was like, screw that. I'm not going to number them. I probably should because I have so many of them now. I didn't think we'd make it past 10. But it's episode 4. So jasonswenk.com/4. And I interviewed Del Ross of IHG. And I asked him, I said, how can agency owners get into bed with a bigger brand? And he goes, look, stop sending me the stupid emails or call me up wanting to take me out to lunch. Offer me something that I don't know and do your research ahead of time. And that's what this email did and kept it brief.
Right. Yeah, super brief. What I also love about this is that Trey knew exactly what stage in the funnel this was. So he wasn't asking me for a phone call. He was saying, just check it out. If you have questions, let me know. And it was super low pressure. He wasn't saying, let's jump on a call or let's get a deal done. So he knew this is very top of the funnel. And the purpose of the cold email isn't to close a deal. It's to just see if the prospect is a good fit for you.
I love it. And I love how they have that open loop, right? And we all know that open loop. Like if you watch, like, my wife and I always watch like she doesn't watch The Walking Dead anymore, but
it got pretty shitty.
It's too gory, right? I love the Negan. I am Negan. But, you know, or Lost. Go back to, you know, some of those episodes where it ends and you're like, no, I want to know more. And that's what they did in that video, you know, that they sent to you. That's pretty clever.
Well, what I love about this, so the next thing is the follow-up was perfect because he was putting in something that I wanted because it was about me and I'm selfish and I only care about myself. And he put something that here's about you. Click on it to learn more. Of course I clicked it. Of course I checked it out and saw what they did. And then he could trigger that open to know that I looked at it. And so his email came the next day, and it might have been automated, but I didn't care. He said, hey, Kyle, couldn't help but notice that you had a chance to watch the full story demo I sent you yesterday. You guessed it. We use full story on full story. Wanted to see if I could answer any questions for you. I'd be happy to give you a quick 20-minute demo. Of course, if you'd rather just jump in, I can shoot you a login, no strings attached, trial, and you can be up and running in less than 10 minutes. What do you think? Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you guys don't have triggers, like the cool thing is like and I've been showing people in the playbook and my clients for years. It's called Milestone Marketing, right? And think of like the milestones that the last milestone you want before you actually close the deal is probably a conversation. So then think of all the different things that lead up to that you need to do. And one of them is get you to watch the video. So I bet if you didn't click on that email and watch the video in the very beginning, I would have got, that person should have sent another email saying, hey, I noticed you haven't watched the video yet. This is why you need to watch it.
And he probably has that.
Right?
Totally.
Guaranteed, probably. And then there's all kinds of software that you can use in order to trigger how long did they watch the video. Like a lot of times I run campaigns that if you didn't get to the call to action, the next email to you would be like, hey, I noticed you didn't watch the whole video, but here's the gist of it.
Yeah.
And it just keeps it easy for people.
Absolutely. And, one thing that I did was I thought about how could you apply this to a service company? Because I know people are going to think and go, okay, well, that's easy if you've got a SaaS company where you have a trial and all that stuff. But how does that apply to like a service-based industry, like an agency? And I'm going to lay out this strategy, and I want to hear what you think, Jason, because you probably will have ways to improve this. So one of the things which I know everybody should know, you preach it, is be very narrow and specific about who you serve, and don't try to appeal to everybody like Julie saying she helps law firms and schools when I'm a SaaS company, right? So you know exactly who you're targeting. Secondly, you can find leads using tools like Rapportive, I know, is one within Gmail. HubSpot CRM pulls in information from email addresses. So there's all these different ways to get email addresses now. Putting them into that lead list and then using like HubSpot CRM or something like that to actually pull revenue size, just knowing exactly who you're targeting and doing some research on them is important. And then when you start, so you've got a list together of targeted leads, you know a little bit about them. Creating a lead magnet you can do for a service industry or for a service agency just as much as you can do it for a SaaS company. And you think about like all those audits, like what you said about, the guy says, tell me something I don't know already about myself, as opposed to just inviting me out for lunch. And there's so many ways to just analyze people's traffic, analyze their social media using free tools and pull it together into a nice report. They don't know what tool you used, right? You can, if you're an SEO company and you've just done a quick crawl using like the Quick Sprout Traffic Analyzer or any of those other tools out there, maybe you've got some tools in house. You can do a quick report on a really targeted lead, put together a nice like templated branded document, and that's your lead magnet. You go, hey, I noticed there's some issues with your site. This is what we do, but anyway, I'm not asking for anything. I just want to show you where your SEO is kind of messed up, and then just see if they click it, right? If they click it, they're interested, then you can follow up and say, if you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, one of the things I love to do is like, what was it? Chase? What was his name?
Trey.
Trey. So, literally for agencies, so let's keep on the pay-per-click or the SEO. Let's go on the SEO, right? So you can obviously use your tools to run through the issues of a particular site. And then you can say, look, your website just scored 58 out of 100. And I'm going to point out the 2 things you need to change right away on this video. Click it now. In that video, go over the 2 things that they can change right away. That is going to help them. And at the end of the video, and this is important, have a call to action, right? And the call to action is look, this is only the top 2. This will make you come up to about a 70. But if you're anything like me, you're not going to be happy at a 70. And I'd love to jump on a call with you and walk you through the rest and actually charge for it. Don't give it away. You already gave them away something, but you already provided them value. And so you can use that as your foot in the door. And then you can even at the end of the video or the audio that you do and say, look, hey, if you don't like this, right? So if I charge $1,000 or $500 or whatever it is, it's irrelevant what you charge. But if you don't like this, I'll give you your money back. And if you actually work with us, I will credit this to you actually working with us. So at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose.
Killer. I love that.
Right.
Do you know what's so weird about that? And weird is that, usually you think of lead magnets as being, okay, somebody's visited your website and now they sign up for a lead magnet and they exchange their contact info and you're going to follow up and sell them a foot in the door offer. And we've sort of reversed that. So when we're taking this cold email approach, is the person has no idea who you are. You already have their contact information, but you're giving them the free lead magnet, giving them some value, and then from there, like you say, sell them the foot in the door. From there, don't give them another free audit because you've already given it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's giving away so much, right? You know, all you have to do is just give away a little bit. It takes 2 seconds, and it separates you from everybody else out there. And the key that you said in the very beginning is do your research. So a lot of people listening go, man, that's a lot of work. Well, no shit, right? But
yeah, and wouldn't you rather email 10 people and have 6 of them respond or 5 of them respond than email 100 and have nobody respond or 1 bad lead respond?
Yeah, I have some clients that just hire people just to do this, right? And all their job is to do is they follow a set formula in order to review whatever, and their job is to create these videos and send it out to the client to get the conversation going, and then they'll bring in the other people. And
cool.
And they just crush it. Now, this is an outbound strategy, which, like I always talk about, I don't, yeah, if you're really good at inbound, cool, but someday that could change. I mean, Facebook could say, there's just no more room for ads.
Yeah, it's like diversifying your portfolio, right? You don't want to have all your success hinges on being number 1 on Google, so that if your ranking ever drops, you're screwed, right? Cold is just another tool in your arsenal.
Exactly. Well, Kyle, man, this has been a blast. How can people reach you if they have questions? And obviously, guys, go check out Proposify. And I'm sure we'll put some kind of link in there so Kyle can see it coming in.
We'll add a link, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that you could actually use Proposify for this lead magnet strategy by using our proposal template, sending that out, and then you'll get notified when people open it. So you could actually use our tool to do this same approach.
Clever.
So I will mention that you can sign up for a free trial at proposify.biz and reach out if you have help. People can email me at kyle@proposify.biz if they want to, if they just have questions about running a business or starting a SaaS company. I used to run an agency, so people can chat with me about that. Also on Twitter at Kyle Racki.
Cool. You're not as dumb as you look.
I know. That's my secret weapon.
Well, cool. This has all been good. Now, guys, you had to take away a lot of kind of things of what you need to do. What I want you guys to do now is take massive action. I'm tired of you guys just learning and listening to all these things, but just take action. I promise you, if you're being proactive rather than reactive, and you create an action plan in order to do this, you'll be so much more successful. And if you don't want to miss out on another cool episode like this or anything from me, I want you to go Swenk it. I bought the domain name and I had to use it. Swenk.it. So if you could see me on the video.
Yeah, you make a gesture when you do that. People need to see that.
You got to do the cross the arms down to the the legs. So if you guys are just listening to the audio, go back to the video that I'm putting on, because this is the first episode that we're literally going to record the video and put this on YouTube and the website. So let me know your guys' comments on this if you guys liked it, or if you're like, I don't want to look at you and Kyle, and especially with at least the microphone's blocking Kyle's shirt. He lost a button. Oh, there you go. Now he's showing some skin, and the episode's probably going down the tubes. So people
on the podcast are going to check out the video because they want to see how stupid I actually look.
Well, they
because you said that.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good ploy. I mean, if you think about it, Kyle, in order to get them back to my website. I mean, it's right. And maybe what I'll do, stand up for a little bit. I want to do a screenshot. Yeah, a screenshot. Okay. No, stand up. No, just kidding. I'll do a screenshot as the thing and be
You're a cruel man.
Yeah. And then they're going to think you're the one that sent out the worst email in the world.
Oh, God.
So it'll be good. All right. Well, we're going to cut this off. This has just been a really weird episode, especially with my bondering. Look, I can't.
Bondering?
Bondering. Did I make up a word? I think man, this
It has to do with swanking it.
Yeah. Just, guys, swank it. Swank.it.